And I think we are good. Yep, you're good to go, Alan. Alan, you're on mute.
Good evening. Welcome to the Sixth-Town Regional Planning Board meeting being held this Thursday on January 22nd. We have a very condensed agenda, a couple things that we need to accomplish tonight, so we're going to get started right away. This meeting is being recorded, and if there are any issues with they'll all be roll call votes. We're doing this in accordance to the regulations that are on the books right now. And as you can see, I'm going to abbreviate all my comments. So we're going to start off with a roll call vote. Greg Snedeker.
Here.
Karen O'Neill.
Here.
Ed Potay.
Here.
Alan Genovese is here. Jane Dutcher.
Here.
Dorinda. Bella.
Here.
Pat Shearer.
Here.
We have also we have Kelly Skikes from the non-voting member from Irving. We have Kelly. Oh, she's recording this as well. Mike Jackson from the Montague paper. Where did I see Madison from the Recorder? Who did I miss?
That's
You got
it.
everybody?
Everybody. Yep.
Okay, let's get right to it. So the first order of business is looking at the regional agreement. I mean, the long range plan. I have to say that between Jane and Karen, we spent probably in excess of 10 hours going through this from start to finish. We may have missed a couple things, but that can be enough to be able to send to Desi on Monday. We'll send it actually right after this meeting if we can have it approved. So I thought we would start with, if you look at what your notes are and you've already made those revisions, we've already made those revisions, then we can just move on to anything that we didn't have in there. If it looks good, then at any point, someone can make a motion to approve it as amended. Did anyone see anything else since the last meeting that we, Jane and I and Karen missed? If that looks good, then a lot of time went into it. And thank you for reviewing it to
Bill's
make sure
coming.
it was
Okay,
done.
sorry. Bill's coming in now. So we can, yeah.
We should probably take final version off before you send it to them.
Okay. Greg?
Hey, that's
With
good.
that, sorry, I'm getting back to his wife for a second. Hold on. Looks like, I guess they were sick.
Oh,
Mhm.
I know, flu has been terrible in this area.
are we talking respiratory or stomach flu?
I don't know. She didn't say, but I know flu has been really rampant in this area.
Mm. Yeah, I had a friend with a stomach flu.
Put your masks on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing it.
So do you see Bill coming in? Because I was just going to ask.
No, she said he's on his way, but
All right. Well, does someone want to entertain a motion to approve this as amended? And then we
I'll
will
make a
shoot
motion to approve the long-range plan as amended.
there a
I'll
second?
second.
All right. Thank you. Any other discussion? So if Desi has any other comments, which I'm sure they will, we will just take those little sections and bring that forward, and we'll just look at those. And we'll try to simplify it so we can move this along. All right. So roll call vote. Greg?
yes.
Alan Genovese is yes. Dorinda?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
And Karen?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Did I miss anyone? Okay. And I vote yes, if I did say that. All right, let's move on to the regional agreement. So last meeting, we went through the regional agreement, pointed out all the changes that were made with DESI over that period of time. There were two areas that you wanted to have clarified. They were in section 13, and you should have received the here it is. So one was the transition period. And so they wrote that to try to make that clearer. I think one of the things that I was confused on when we were talking about it, it's the transition period. It wasn't the transition of people coming in to meetings and so forth. So they were trying to make it clear that people get appointed and then in 2026 they get elected, but they're still the transition committee and they do have all the powers to do all the things they need to do. And then in the next election in 28, the people that were elected in a new election become the school committee, the Great River Regional School Committee. And then they have all the authority. So that's why it's sort of a semantics in that the June 30th, the transition, even though I had all those powers, stops, and the newly elected, could be even some of the same people, have the authority now for the operating district to continue all those responsibilities. So was that clear in that because all we need to do now is two things: approve the amendments. And at the last meeting, I want to say we approved the agreement that we reviewed, but I sort of remember, Bill, you had asked a question around, would we be approving the whole thing? Or maybe you meant, are we approving all of that at the last meeting? We're only handling this.
I'm not sure, but
Well, we
carry
could,
on anyway.
yeah, we can vote the whole thing with the amendment. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, even if
Yeah.
it's, redundant. It's nothing.
Yeah. And
Just
again, when Desi has a few other revisions, we'll only bring those as we just did this, and that will just speed that process along. So if there are no other discussion, then I would entertain a motion to approve the amendment in the areas of the section 3 transition period and letter F.
So moved.
Second,
All right, so that was moved by
Jane.
Jane and then
Jane.
Dorinda. Yeah,
All
then
right, thank
Dorinda
you.
second.
Any other
Sorry.
discussion?
What was the section? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, it was section 3, the transition period. And we
Okay,
sent it
Section
separately.
13.
I'm sorry, section 13.
thank you. That's what I thought it was, and I just want to say, well, did someone second it yet?
Yes.
Yes.
That is the most convoluted bunch of garbage language that I've ever read. It could have been made differently, but trying to discern what is an appointed temporary or transitional person, who's elected, when they're actually serving. It's very complex. Thank you all for doing such a great job.
I
You
don't
mean
know.
it reads just like state law?
That was so. Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah. I have no comment.
I agree, Bill. Crazy.
Yeah. All right. So we have a motion and we have a second. And can you take that off the screen? Or Greg, can you just call out the people?
Yeah, hold on. I can take it off the screen. I just wanted to put it up there in case but there you go.
So Alan Genovese, yes. Greg,
Yes.
Dorinda,
Yes.
Karen,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
And Bill.
Bill.
Yes,
Perfect. All right. So that is that. We're just about done.
Okay.
Um. Did
I had
someone
a
have
question about Five Town. I don't know when we're talking about that, but is
Yep.
there, are we are you working on that at the same time, or you're waiting till the six towns done?
It's
So
Alan's been working on it.
I'll have a, so here are a few items that were not anticipated. First one, I spent the entire day today, went through the regional agreement and I now have a draft of a 5-town regional agreement. I did that in anticipation that we will get something in writing from the select boards in all the towns saying they would like us to work on that. So I would encourage you to make sure you reach out to your select boards and say, please get something in writing so we have that document. I'm sure Desi will probably be asking for that evidence that the towns we're all looking for that.
Hmm.
So after this meeting, maybe tomorrow when Greg has a chance, Greg, I shared the document. You can take a look at it and let's get that out to everyone. So at the next meeting, you can vote on the 5-town. One of the major things I'll bring to your attention is you will notice that there's still 13 members. We looked at the population of the towns, and Northfield, instead of 2 members, has 3. And everything else, stayed the same. But then all the changes had to be made along the way in terms of 2/3 votes and 3/4 votes to see how many members that would make and doing a budget and so forth. So all those little pieces about how that would play out seem to work.
Yeah, and it also seemed to square with all the conversations that the Dross committee had. So, we kind of went over the conversations and how the committee membership would be made up, and it didn't, it seemed to be in line with those conversations in terms of the power structure and how many votes per town and the reasons for that. So it seemed appropriate to give it to Northfield.
Yeah, so be looking for that. And then it'll be on the next agenda for your review and approval. The other thing is I had a conversation with Representative Suzanne Whips, and it was a really good one. And she basically was pointing out that she gets 250,000 because it has to start with them. That's the most she's ever gotten, and she spreads it out over all her towns. And she was talking about, 5,000 goes to this one, 10,000 goes to that one. So she said that she was feeling bad that she wouldn't be able to file it because she just wouldn't be able to get that fund. Prior to the conversation, Greg and I, and in the conversation with her, we were talking about, other alternatives because the ask is 250,000. And so that could be possibly if, the districts are dissolving and it passes, that could be some of the E&D money that the dissolved districts would have. That money originally came from the towns, could be school choice. In our conversations with them, it could come from a portion from each town. So there are other avenues that we can explore for that money. And we even might be able to do it in 2 parts, maybe 125 and 125. So I was encouraged. I don't think that's a kind of a stopper anymore. One, because of the amount, and 2, there are other avenues that we could look to do that. But I do appreciate their efforts. The other thing is we had good news that I shared this at the last meeting that the House Council agreed with the Senate Council that they could do it through a filing, right? Did I share that at the last meeting? And
I'm not sure that if you'd gone that the House, you had heard from the House, the Senate, yes, but not the House.
Right.
But
Yeah.
So the good news is that the Senate Council felt for the various reasons that they gave that it did not need to home rule petition. It did not need to try to change the law or amend it. It could be done through a special legislation. Senator Comerford was waiting to see what the House Counsel would think about that. They agreed. So Senator Comerford's going to move forward with that. She is looking for, again, backup documentation. She's looking for letters from all the select boards saying that they want this to be a special ballot.
Well, we already did that. They have that.
On all the towns?
Yes.
Okay.
All the towns have written. Yes.
So we're good there.
Yeah.
And I think, and then the final thing, I would like authorization from you to authorize Greg and I to see if we can find someone to engage in helping with the website, to provide some relief for Dorinda, to maybe look at the wording of some of our responses to the questions, to make sure that the tone is right and that it's
Hey, Alan,
comprehensive.
to be honest, I think we already voted that back in October.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think
Give us that authority.
Yeah,
Perfect.
they gave us that authority. If I remember, is anyone else remembering that as well? We asked for
That does
that
sound
back in
familiar.
September, October. We
Great.
came across that because Dorinda, we had that conversation with you, and I think we brought it to a vote. But I mean, if we need to do it again, that's fine.
If you think we did it, I'm good.
I think we did, but again, for redundancy, it's fine if you want to do it again.
No, I think we did do it. I think you're right.
Yeah.
The other thing is Matt Lord had offered to see what he could do to craft something. He didn't promise. He didn't say yes. He didn't say no. So I'll follow up with a conversation with him. The other thing I need to follow up with and have been trying to is with the attorney Kevin Brosnahan about what the language would look like in a 5-town region, what that warrant article would look like. Desi was asking for the warrant article that they already got and their legal already approved it for the one we already had. So I'm not sure about that. So we'll have that conversation. And they also have the legislative language. So we would just need that for a 5-town. So I'm feeling a little better. The next thing you'll see for the next agenda is approval of the annual town meeting. I would like to have everyone's name on that. You review it, give me the feedback in between meetings like we did before. I might call Karen and Jane as well, and anyone else that wants to have a conversation about making it look pretty and read better. And then you can get in advance, do the same thing, look at it, see if there are any changes, and we'll approve that. Because I think the earliest one I've heard from is Berniston. I think they're looking for it by February 15th, and we want to do it long before that. Is there any other business? Thank you so much for joining. Any other business that
I just
Yeah.
can I ask a question, Alan?
Yeah.
Are you talking about just fixing up, editing a bit the long range plan document?
No, just now. No, I was talking about we need to get our final annual town report to all the select boards so they're included in their annual town meeting. And since the planning board, you've done so much work, I would like all your names, not just coming from the chair and the vice chair. It should be coming from all of us. So you review it, vote it, and then that means you're comfortable with the contents of it.
But the long range plan document, the Great River long range
Yeah.
plan document, that's all set. Has anybody really looked at it? Because there's a lot of places that sort of need to have consistent spelling and a whole bunch of different things.
So you might have.
Are you looking at the one you got today?
Maybe not.
Yeah. So Deb,
I mean, I'm not saying all those consistencies were caught, but
so Deb, just to give you, because you're right, there were a lot of areas that need work. Working with Jane and working with Karen, well over 10 hours went into going that from start to finish and making all the edits and changing some wording and spelling and commas and
So did a new one come out just today? So maybe I just didn't, I was looking at the old one.
Yeah, if you were I sent out an email too saying, don't spend any time on the old one that at the last meeting, Karen and Jane had offered to help and edit. And that process didn't finish until last night. So as soon as that was finished, we got it out. And I said, look at what your suggestions were, compare it to what you got last night or this morning, whenever that went out. And if your comments are already handled, let me know. And I mean, you don't have to say anything. If we missed something that you flagged on your copy that we sent out, but it wasn't on this revised version, then let us know. So that was what we were talking about before you came on.
Okay. I'm sorry to hold this up. So, and you guys can just tell me if this was put in or not, but there's that section where uh, um, we talk about naming the Great River District.
Yeah.
There, and it says the Turner Falls High School submitted. I guess I would like to just put of note. I feel like it's important that Pioneer was invited, but they chose they how to word it. They we were not allowed to get information from the students because that goes along with them sort of obstructing or making it harder to connect with them historically. And I guess if you just read that it's that Turner's Falls participated, I don't want people to think that we didn't reach out and do our best to have Pioneer students be asked.
Yeah, I do know
So I
you
don't know
put,
if it got changed because I guess I'm looking at the one from a few days ago. So again, I'm sorry, but I really want that to be in there. I feel like that's very important because
You know
I
what
know
section that is?
the section where we talk.
Yeah.
There's a section
Number.
about the
Number.
oh,
What section number?
it was,
Personally, I would like to say, and you know that I began as being against this, and I'm shifting over, but I think there's a little bit too much already in there about problems with cooperation from Pioneer. We don't need to add another one.
I guess I disagree with that because I'm the one who reached out to Pioneer, and it looks by not by saying that Turner's Falls participated or students were invited, it makes it
Well,
look like we didn't invite all people. So this is the
what
final
what
conclusion piece.
what section is that
It's
in?
under final conclusion, right above section 2, in the naming of the Great River District, which I led. So
Yeah,
again,
I know.
it looks like we didn't ask Pioneer, and we did. We invited them
yeah.
to participate.
You know, to your point, Deb, and this is the kind of thing that the DESI notices and flags. They would likely, when they get this, ask that question because they've been asking questions about engagement and things like that. And
You
so,
can word it any way you want, but I want it noted that they were invited and chose not to participate because I am not going to go down on the fact that it wasn't equal.
How
And
about,
that
how
you say
about,
it as nicely as you want, but I am not going to accept that. Excuse me for being upset about this, but I worked hard to reach out to them.
would you be okay with me just saying
They were
the Pioneer
invited.
District
They
was
chose not to
invited to
participate
participate?
because that's a fact.
Okay.
It is not an emotional thing, but that's a fact.
Bill?
can, as a absolute compromise, can you just resolve this by eliminating Turner's Falls High School and saying students who were invited to participate which is accurate. And
For
you
both
did invite,
schools.
you
That's
did
fine.
invite students. I'm sorry, Deb, what?
Students were invited, high school students were invited from both district schools.
Yeah, you could
If
say that.
you want to say it that way,
You,
that's fine. But I absolutely don't think it has anything to do with being negative. It's an
right.
actual fact that they chose not to participate.
Well, I think what you could do is, I think to Bill's point, you could say, both district students were invited, and the students that participated strongly, had consensus around this name. How's that? That way, it's
Can I read the paragraph that's current in what we just voted?
sure.
Mhm.
In August 2024, 2 members of the PB volunteered to solicit prospective names for the new regional district. They compiled a list of 46 names from a variety of sources, including Gil Montague Elementary, middle, and high school staff, Montague, Gil, Leiden, Northfield, and Bernardston residents, and Gil Montague and Pioneer alumni. The Turners Falls High School Student Council also participated in this process. Additionally, an article appeared in the Greenfield Recorder asking that suggestions be made to specific email addresses, which garnered more suggestions. The list was reduced to 5. The PB voted in April 2025 to name the new district the Great River Regional School District.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, and I
So
understand.
it doesn't
that-
touch on what you said, Deb.
I think you can add very clearly, you can say the Turners Falls School District or School Council participated in this, and you can just write, and both high schools were invited to share names. And I think that covers it, because that's the piece that I would want people to know, that both were invited.
I think that's fine. I mean, I
Can
don't
you
think,
just add
yeah,
that?
not necessarily negative, just as it both, just clarifies that both were invited. That's
That's
it.
okay.
You just put,
Yeah.
and both high school current students were invited to participate in the process.
Yeah,
Right, right.
that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay. I remember, Deb, several conversations that you and I had regarding your frustration and trying to get access in some form to students at Pioneer, because you really wanted to get their input on ideas. And I remember at everywhere you turned, you just, it was just frustrating because you weren't able to do that. So I understand the emotion in
I just don't want people to think
All right.
that
Yeah,
things
that's fine.
weren't,
We'll
we
do it.
didn't reach
Right.
out to the high school, because we certainly made every effort to.
So why
So
don't
can we offer that as a
I'm gonna
friendly-
make a motion. I'll make a motion to amend the long range plan to include that both students, or both district students, were invited to participate.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that's going to be a friendly amendment.
A second. All right. Bill
Second.
seconded.
Yes.
Okay.
Greg, aye.
Dorinda,
Alan
I.
Perez, aye. Dorinda, aye. Yep.
Karen,
Bill
I.
Cole,
Jane,
I
Pat,
I think she
Pat,
said
you're on
aye.
mute.
You're on
She
mute.
said aye. Okay.
I saw her mouth move.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Deb
Lippert,
Sure.
and Bill.
yes.
All right. Is there anyone want to make a motion for the cause here? Our next meeting is
before you move on, I have firm suggestion. The document that came out today has the same title that we've been seeing since September 19th. That is an invitation to tragedy.
so we can call it
So-
approved.
It's named Great River RSD Long Range Plan Final 09/19/2025.
Okay, we'll take the date off. That's a
No,
scrivener's
it
error.
needs
We'll
to
say
be,
long range plan approved on, and we'll have today's date.
Yeah, we'll put today's
right,
date on it. Thanks,
yeah,
Jane.
because I
Yeah.
think that's why people are
We don't
getting
need to
mixed
vote
up.
that. That's
No,
fine.
I didn't make it a motion. I
Thank
made
you.
it a demand.
Good catch, Jane.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jane.
You're
Doing
welcome.
it,
That's why
doing
we
it,
like having you on here.
doing
I
it.
like to cause trouble, that's why.
Someone want to make a
Oh, we
motion to
love your
adjourn?
trouble,
Oh, our
Jane.
We
next
like your
meeting,
kind of trouble.
our next meeting is, so is it the 29th? We have a
Next,
Yeah.
meeting for the 29th.
Next week. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I got a lot to do in between then.
I
So,
can't be here then. I've got 3 appointments that day.
how about other folks? Well, I know, yeah, the other,
As
at
I
least
know.
2 others will be back. All right, so the 29th.
So just
A
to
motion to adjourn.
No, not yet. Just to reiterate, if you can, if you have a chance to speak with your select boards to bring up the five town. Some of them already know of it, but and I think they'll be okay with it. It's those that are in the five towns, so that we'll have a 5-town regional agreement. If they can, we'll put together a letter of support for it and we'll send it out. But if you want to give it a plug, that'd be great.
Yeah, I thought we already did that, Greg. I thought we already sent a letter asking them to get letters.
For the 5-town,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
may have to go
I
back and
don't
look.
think
It's been a
so.
whirlwind, so we'll
yeah,
see.
I think we did.
Okay,
All right.
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, we got
Second.
2 seconding. Wow. Okay, motion to adjourn. It's not debatable. We're moving on. Greg,
Yes.
Alan, yes.
Karen, yes.
Karen's yes. Dorinda,
My
Yes.
dog's asking to go out.
Murphy
Jane.
says yes.
yes.
Pat,
One bark for
Yes.
yes.
Deb, thanks for joining us. I know you had some other conflicts, so thank you very much.
Yes.
And Bill,
Yeah, sorry I was late.
no,
Oh,
thank
great.
you for coming.
Thanks
You
for
gave
coming.
us the quorum, and if the reporters have any questions, call Greg or me. All right, we are adjourned. We'll see you next week. Take care.